kids, welcome back to YPM Blog Geography classes. This is the third video of the second chapter, In Search of the Source of the Wind. Today we are going to discuss that one of the important area from this chapter, atmospheric pressure and wind. What is the title? Atmospheric pressure and winds. This is the topic today we are going to discuss that. It is familiar to you that. What is the wind? Do you know what is the wind? I asked you that. What is that wind? Can you say that? Yes, you can say. Kaat. Kaat. That wind in the Malayalam meaning like kaat. Another answer. Yes. What is that? Movement of the air. That is very good. That is the right answer. The movement of the air, it is known as a wind. That is the right answer. Once again that the horizontal movement of the air. We can say the answer, the horizontal movement of the air from high pressure zone to low pressure zone. Once again, have you got it? The horizontal movement of the air, high pressure zone to low pressure zone, it is known as a wind. What is the reason for it? What is the reason for the formation of the wind? Only the reason. Variation atmospheric pressure. What is that? Variation in atmospheric pressure that is lead to the formation of the wind. You can say this like global variation in atmospheric pressure that leads to the formation of the wind. Listen to me. Global variation in atmospheric pressure that leads to the formation of the wind. We can see that two places experienced, one of the places experienced high pressure and another experienced low pressure. The movement of the air, the horizontal movement of the air from high pressure zone to low pressure zone, it is known as winds. Have you got it? What is the formation of what is the reason for the formation of the wind? The global variation in the atmospheric pressure that leads to the formation of the wind. Once again, okay, have you got it? Global variation in atmospheric pressure that leads to the formation of the wind. Okay, there are different types of the winds on the earth. Have you heard that? Can you tell me, can you say that different types of the wind on the earth? Say southwest monsoon. Yes, very good. Then sea breeze. Very nice answer. So these are the different types of the wind. Example. Listen to me. Winds have a general fact or general feature. Winds have a general fact or general feature. The first one you said that the names. How did they get the name? How did the winds get the name? See that. Winds are named on the basis of the direction. On the basis of direction from which blow, from which they blow. First of all, winds are named on the basis of the direction from which they blow. That is a general factor. Okay, the winds get the name on the basis of the direction from which they blow. Have I right? Understand? Once again, please. Winds are named on the basis of the direction from which they blow. It is a first general fact or feature. It is an example of the wind. What is that? Southwest monsoon. What is that? Southwest monsoon. Another one, northeast monsoon. You have already said that sea breeze. Sea breeze. These are the different names of the winds. They have got from the direction. Okay, so see the another. How did they get the name? Here is that north and south, west and east. A wind blowing from the west to east, so it is called western wind. Western wind. വെസ്റ്റിൽ നിന്ന് ഈസ്റ്റിലേക്ക് പോകുന്ന കാറ്റിനെ നമുക്ക് എന്ത് പേര് വിളിക്കും? വെസ്റ്റേൺ വിൻഡ്. സൗത്തിൽ നിന്ന് നോർത്തിലേക്ക് ബ്ലോ ചെയ്യുന്ന ആ ഒരു കാറ്റിനെ നമുക്ക് എന്ത് വിളിക്കും? സദേൺ വിൻഡ് ആൻഡ് നോർത്തേൺ വിൻഡ്. Here is the blowing from the southwest region or direction. So it is known as a southwest. അങ്ങനെ ഒരു കാറ്റ് നമ്മുടെ നാട്ടിലുണ്ട്, സൗത്ത് വെസ്റ്റ് മൺസൂൺ. നിങ്ങളിപ്പോ പറഞ്ഞ പോലെ അതുപോലെ തന്നെ നോർത്ത് ഈസ്റ്റ് ഡയറക്ഷനിൽ നിന്ന് തിരിച്ചു വരാറുണ്ട്. ഇതിനെ നോർത്ത് ഈസ്റ്റ് വിൻഡ്. another wind is in India, north east monsoon. Okay, so the wind got the name from its direction. It is the first general fact of the wind. This is the second general fact, the peculiarities of the source region. The peculiarities of the source region that influence the nature of the wind. Once again, that the peculiarities of the source region. Source region means that the origin place of the wind. Okay, that influence the nature of the wind. Then another feature is that the wind blowing from the sea will be saturated with the moisture, whereas wind blowing from the sea will be saturated with the moisture, whereas the moisture content will be less in the wind blowing from the dry region. അതായത് സമുദ്രത്തിന്റെ ഉപരിതലത്തിലൂടെ കടന്നു വരുന്ന കാറ്റ് നീരാവി പൂരിതമായിരിക്കും. എന്നാലോ വരണ്ട ഡ്രൈ റീജിയൻ എന്ന് വരുന്ന കാറ്റോ it will be drier wind. Another fact of the wind, winds change the direction due to the rotation of the earth. What is that? Winds change the direction on the basis of the rotation of the earth. Okay, these are the main fact of the general fact of the wind. We are going to discuss that the speed and the direction of the wind. That is an important area. You can see number of questions from here. Okay, so the speed and the direction are not the same on the earth. The speed and the direction of the winds are not the same on the earth. It is a changing. The speed and the direction are changing. What are the reason for changing the speed and direction of the wind? We can see that there are three factors are influencing. First one is that pressure gradient force. What is that? Pressure gradient force. Pressure gradient force. Second, Coriolis force. The third one is friction. First of all, once again please, that pressure gradient force, Coriolis force, then friction. These are the three factors influence the speed and the direction of the wind. Have you got it? These are the three factors influence the speed and the direction of the change. Let us discuss that one by one detail. Okay, the first one is that pressure gradient force. It is a first factor. What is that? The pressure gradient force. The pressure gradient force is used to indicate the speed of the wind. Once again please, that the pressure gradient is used for indicate the speed of the wind. The isobars are used for this. Isobars are used for this. Okay, the pressure gradient said to be steeper. The pressure gradient said to be steeper when the pressure difference is more. The pressure gradient said to be steeper when the pressure difference is more. Once again please, that the pressure gradient said to be steeper when the pressure difference is more. If in a region the pressure gradient said to be steeper or not, with the help of, we can see that with the help of the isobar. If in a region the pressure gradient is very high, the speed of wind will be very strong. If in a region pressure gradient said to be very less, so the speed of the wind will be very less strength. So we can see that with the help of the isobar. You can see that different picture. First picture we can see that number of line. It is called isobar. What is the isobar? You have already learned that. Isobar means that an imaginary line that join two places equal atmospheric pressure. Have you got it? Here is that in this picture, we can see that isobars are very close together. The isobars are very close together. So, the pressure gradient force is very high. If two isobars are very close together, here is that the pressure gradient force is more. So, the speed of the wind will be very high strength. The speed of wind will be very high in this area. So, isobars very close ആയിട്ട് നിൽക്കുന്നുണ്ട്. അതുകൊണ്ട് അതായത് ഒരു ഐസോബാറിന്റെ തൊട്ടുമുകളിൽ കാണുന്നൊക്കെ അതിന്റെ എന്തായിരിക്കും ഹൈ പ്രഷർ റീജിയൻ ആയിരിക്കും. അതായത് ഇത് 600 ഹെക്ടോപാസ്കൽ ആണ്, ഇത് 500 ആണ്, ഇത് 700 ആണ്, ഇത് 800 ആണ്, ഇത് 900 ആണ്, ഇത് 1000 ആണ്. സോ ഓരോന്നിന്റെയും തൊട്ടുമുകളിൽ കിടക്കുന്നത് അതിന്റെ ഉച്ചമർദ്ദ ഹൈ പ്രഷർ റീജിയൻ ആണ്. അപ്പോ വിൻഡ് ഹൈ പ്രഷറിൽ നിന്നും ലോ പ്രഷറിലേക്കാണ് എന്ത് ചെയ്യുക, മൂവ് ചെയ്യുക. അപ്പൊ ഇവിടെ ഈ ഒരു ഐസോബാർ വളരെ ക്ലോസ് ആയി കിടക്കുന്ന സ്ഥലങ്ങളില് വിൻഡിന്റെ വേഗത കൂടിയിരിക്കും. കാരണം പ്രഷർ ഗ്രേഡിയന്റ് ഫോഴ്സ് ഇസ് വെരി സ്റ്റീപ്പർ. Okay, pressure gradient force is very steeper. That is why the wind will be very high. I see that in this picture, the isobars are drawn very great distance. So the pressure gradient force very less. As a result of the speed of wind will be very less in this area. So gradient is said to be steeper when the pressure difference is more. Okay, this is the second factor. This is the second factor. What is that second factor? Coriolis force. Say that. Coriolis force. Okay. What is that Coriolis force? Who put forward this? Who introduced that Coriolis force? Gustav D is the person who introduced the Coriolis force. It is affecting the direction of the wind. Coriolis force related to the direction of the wind. Gustav D. Coriolis introduced the Coriolis force. What is that Coriolis force? Freely moving body on the earth get deflected. It's a right in the northern hemisphere. Once again is that freely moving body get deflected right in the northern hemisphere. Have you understand? Freely moving body get deflected right in the northern hemisphere. And also get deflected the left in the southern hemisphere due to the force generated as a result of the earth rotation. Once again that freely moving body get deflected right in the northern hemisphere and get deflected the left in the southern hemisphere due to the force generated as a result of earth rotation. So it is known as a Coriolis force. I think that you have got it. Can you say that? Okay. Have you understand? Yes. Can you see that with the help of the picture, freely moving body get deflected right in the northern hemisphere. It is a right in the northern hemisphere, and also get deflected the left in the southern hemisphere due to the force generated as a result of the earth rotation. It is known as a Coriolis force. It is introduced by Gustav D. Coriolis. The Coriolis effect increases. It moves towards the pole from the equator. You can see that a more Coriolis effect experienced poles region. When we move towards the poles from the equator, the Coriolis effect is increases north and south poles region. Okay. അപ്പോൾ കൊറിയോളിസിന്റെ ഫലം ഏറ്റവും കൂടുതൽ അനുഭവപ്പെടുന്നത് ഈ ധ്രുവപ്രദേശങ്ങളോട് അടുക്കും തോറുമാണ്. ഇക്വേറ്ററിലെ കൊറിയോളിസ് എഫക്ട് എന്തായിരിക്കും, കുറവായിരിക്കും. ഓക്കെ. അപ്പോൾ എന്താ കൊറിയോളിസ് ഫോഴ്സ്? തിരശ്ചീനമായി സഞ്ചരിക്കുന്ന ഒരു വസ്തുവിനെ, ഭൂമിയിൽ തിരശ്ചീനമായി സഞ്ചരിക്കുന്ന വസ്തുവിനെ വലത്തോട്ടും ഇടത്തോട്ടും ഡയറക്ഷൻ ചേഞ്ച് ചെയ്തെടുത്താനുള്ള ഒരു ബലത്തെ ഒരു ഫോഴ്സിനെ നമുക്ക് കൊറിയോലിസ് ഫോഴ്സ് എന്ന് അറിയപ്പെടുന്നു. ഓക്കെ ഓക്കെ ഇറ്റ് ഹാസ് എ ലോ. It has a law. This law put forward Admiral Farrell. It is known as a Farrell law. What is that Farrell law? Admiral Farrell found that winds in the northern hemisphere deflect towards the right, and also southern hemisphere get deflected towards the left due to the Coriolis force. It's a law. Coriolis force as a law. It put forward Admiral Farrell. It is known as a Farrell law. It is a Farrell law. So Coriolis force as a law, it is a Farrell law. Who put forward? Admiral Farrell put forward. He found out that Admiral Farrell found out that winds in the northern hemisphere deflect towards the right inside, and also winds in the southern hemisphere get deflected towards the left due to the Coriolis force. Once again, that Farrell found that winds in the northern hemisphere deflect towards the right, and also southern hemisphere deflect towards the left due to the Coriolis force. This is known as a Farrell law. Who put forward? Admiral Farrell put forward this law. So this is known as a Farrell law. Okay. Yes. So the Coriolis force is the second factor. It affects the direction of the changes. I think that you have understand this area. This is a third factor, that is a friction. Friction that will be affecting the speed of the wind. How is that? Friction affecting the speed of the wind. Okay. The earth's surface is not everywhere the same manner. Okay. Some places can be seen that ocean and other area, level land, so on. The speed of wind will be very high over the ocean and level land. Once again, the speed of wind will be very high over the ocean and level land because the friction is very less. Once again, please that the speed of wind will be very high over the ocean and level land. The friction is very less. There is no anything obstacle the movement of the air. There is nothing to object movement of the air, ocean and level land. So the speed of it will be very high. Okay. On the other hand, the friction being more along difficult terrain and places with dense forest cover, the friction is very high. The speed of it will be very less strength. Once again, please that the speed of wind will be high over the ocean surface and level land. The friction is very less. That is why the speed of wind will be very high. On the other hand of the earth, friction being more along difficult terrain and places with dense forest cover, the friction is very high. So experience high friction, so the wind will be very less in the strength. Okay, so friction is affecting the speed of the wind. We can see with the help of the picture. Here is that ocean surface and level land. On the other hand, we can see that hilly terrain or hilly area and also forest. Friction. How does the friction affect the speed of the wind? Here is that ocean surface, ocean surface, and level land. Here is a level land, and also the terrain area. The ഭൂമിയിലെ സ്ഥലങ്ങളെല്ലായിടത്തും ഒരേപോലെയല്ല. The earth surface is not everywhere same manner. We can see that ocean and level land. In this area, the friction is very less. So as a result of the speed of wind will be very high over the ocean surface, level land, because there is nothing to obstruct movement of the air. ഇവിടെ കാറ്റിന്റെ വേഗതയെ തടഞ്ഞു നിർത്താനുള്ള ഒരു സാധനവും ഈ ഒരു സ്ഥലത്ത് ഇല്ലാത്തതുകൊണ്ട് the friction is very less over the surface of the ocean and the level area. So the speed of wind will be very high in this area. So what is the reason? The friction is very less over the ocean surface and level line. Area of this on the surface of earth. Here is that friction being more. Here is that friction being more. Because it is a difficult terrain area. So the wind could not move very easy. So the friction is very high. As a result of the speed of wind will be very less its strength. So we can see that friction affects the speed of the wind. Once again, dear, listen to me. The speed of wind will be high over the ocean surface and level land because the friction is very less. There is nothing to obstruct movement of the air. On the other hand, the friction being more along difficult terrain places with a dense forest cover, so the friction is very high, the speed of wind will be very less in this area. So these are the three factors are influence the direction and the speed of the wind. I think that you have understand very well. What are the three factors affecting the speed and the direction of the wind? First one is that pressure gradient force. The second one, Coriolis force. The third one is friction. These are the major factor affect the speed and the direction of the wind. Okay, I think that you have understand very well in this topic. So we can see that next video with a new topic. Thank you.